I have something incredibly important to share with you. Something that's been consuming my thoughts for weeks, and, frankly, I believe it will fundamentally alter your entire outlook for the remainder of this year. Today, April 9th, a monumental cosmic event is unfolding. Mars, the dynamic planet of action, raw drive, sheer willpower, and unbridled energy, is finally returning to its home sign of Aries. It feels as though we've been waiting for an eternity. And I assure you, I don't utter those words lightly. This is far more than just another casual planetary transit to observe and quickly dismiss. I genuinely believe this marks the pivotal moment where everything begins to shift, where the lingering fog dissipates, and where the endless waiting finally comes to an end. If you've recently found yourself feeling incredibly stuck, perhaps as if you're trapped in some ethereal waiting room with no clear indication of when your turn will come, then please stay with me. There's a very precise reason for that sensation, and I promise you, it's all about to click into place. But before we dive deeper, it's crucial I explain why the upcoming weeks are so intensely critical. We are, at this very moment, standing on the precipice of what many astrologers are already referring to as the warrior era. Whether you've consciously recognized it or not, you are on the verge of stepping through a doorway from which there is no return to your former self. That version of you, the one that's been plagued by hesitation, overthinking, or perpetually waiting for the perfect moment. I truly believe that version is about to be definitively left behind. And in all honesty, that's precisely the transformation we've been needing. Now here's what has truly captured my attention. While this potent energy will undoubtedly accelerate everyone's life trajectory in some capacity, there are 3 specific zodiac signs, uniquely positioned to harness this fiery power in a manner that can only be described as truly unstoppable. If you happen to be one of these signs, the next month could quite literally redefine your entire path forward. I'll soon reveal precisely which signs these are and elaborate on why they possess such unparalleled power right now. But please, continue reading, because even if you don't fall into one of those 3 categories, this energy will still profoundly impact you in ways you absolutely need to comprehend. Why? Mars in Pisces felt like trudging through mud. Let me be completely candid with you for a moment. The past 6 weeks have undeniably been a challenge. If you've experienced a pervasive sensation of slogging through thick mud, if every single action demanded 10 times more effort than it typically should, if you felt like you were constantly moving yet simultaneously making no discernible progress, I want you to know I felt it too. And there's a profound cosmic reason for it. Mars has been traversing through Pisces, and while Pisces is an exquisitely beautiful, deeply intuitive, and profoundly spiritual sign, it is simply not Mars's preferred domain. Consider the fundamental natures. Mars embodies direct action, establishes clear boundaries, and propels forward momentum. In stark contrast, Pisces represents dissolution, ethereal dreams, and an innate desire to merge with everything in its surroundings. It's akin to attempting to kindle a robust fire while submerged underwater. The inherent energy is certainly present, but it simply cannot ignite and manifest its full power as it naturally desires. So if you've been grappling with a lack of motivation, a pervasive mental fog, or a persistent feeling of being caught in some ambiguous liminal space between your past self and your evolving future self, that, my friend, is precisely why. You weren't mismanaging anything. The prevailing cosmic weather was quite literally working against any form of decisive action. It was a period that implicitly encouraged you to process, to feel deeply, to dream expansively, and to diligently clear out accumulated emotional baggage. And truthfully, that period of necessary introspection served its purpose. But that phase is now definitively over. Today, as Mars makes its triumphant entry into Aries, it's as if someone has suddenly flipped on all the lights and flung open every single window. the energy will shift instantaneously, and I truly mean instantaneously. Mars is finally returning to its rightful home, and with that homecoming, everything is destined to change. Aries, Mars's true home. Aries is, unequivocally, Mars's home sign. This is the domain where Mars reigns supreme, where it possesses uninhibited access to its full, unadulterated power, free from restrictions, devoid of compromises, and unburdened by any planetary red tape. When any planet resides within its own ruling sign, it operates at its absolute peak capacity. For Mars in Aries, this translates to an surge of pure, unfiltered, kinetic action. The Aries point, precisely where Mars will be making its monumental ingress today, is astrologically recognized as the world axis. It signifies the very spark of creation itself, the precise moment where boundless potential transmutes into tangible reality, where abstract thought solidifies into concrete action. And when Mars activates this critical degree, the collective energetic shift is not just immediate, but undeniably palpable. I believe this explains why so many of us have been experiencing a profound sense of restlessness over the past few days. An intuitive awareness that something immense is coalescing, that we stand on the very brink of a massive shift, yet without clear vision of its form. This is because the potent energy is already here, it's already in motion, and today it officially ignites. So, what does this truly signify for you? It means that your internal go button has been decisively activated. The aspect of yourself that has been patiently waiting for permission, perpetually seeking the right time, or yearning for absolute clarity. That part no longer dictates your trajectory. This is the very essence of the energy that unequivocally commands, move now, figure it out as you go. And here's a crucial realization I've come to. This isn't about being reckless. This is profound alignment. The universe simply doesn't bestow upon you this kind of rocket fuel energy unless it is truly time for you to harness and utilize it. Does that resonate with you? I have a feeling you're already feeling it. Here's what's happening to your body. Okay, so allow me to pose a question to you. Have you consciously observed a noticeable shift in your personal energy over the last few days? Perhaps you found yourself feeling more easily irritable, more persistently restless. Maybe your sleep has been disrupted, or you've awakened with a peculiar, almost primal sense of urgency. An intense need to do something, yet without clear direction as to what that something might be. If any of this resonates, I assure you, you are not imagining things. You are already immersed within the potent energy field of this powerful transit, and your body, in its innate wisdom, is registering it even before your conscious mind does. Many individuals are reporting feeling physically wired, as if they've consumed an excessive amount of caffeine, even without having touched a single cup. Others are experiencing a profound, almost primal urge to physically move their bodies, to engage in vigorous workouts, to meticulously clean and organize their living spaces, or simply to engage in hands-on tasks. There's often this distinct, buzzing electrical sensation just beneath the skin, and truthfully, I've been feeling it myself. This sudden, almost insistent inability to sit still, this compelling need to finally take action on tasks I've procrastinated on for months. I believe this is precisely what's unfolding on a collective level right now. We are all being powerfully activated. Your nervous system is recalibrating itself, and your physical body is actively preparing to shift into a dramatically higher gear. If you've been feeling anxious or even overwhelmed by these new sensations, I genuinely want you to understand something crucial. This is not a negative sign. On the contrary, it's your entire system gearing up to manage more, to move with greater velocity, and to operate at an elevated frequency. But here's where the narrative becomes truly captivating. While everyone will undoubtedly perceive this profound shift to some degree, there are three specific zodiac signs poised to experience something on an entirely different, exponentially more impactful level. The three signs, poised to become unstoppable. All right, this is the segment I've been most eager to share with you, based on the intricate astrological geometry unfolding this month. Specifically, the precise positioning of the planets, the houses they are intensely activating, and the harmonious elemental alignments. Three particular signs are uniquely situated to harness this potent Mars energy. They will wield it in a manner that will forge what I can only truly describe as an unstoppable momentum. Mumper. And those three exceptionally empowered signs are Aries, Leo, and Virgo. Now, if you identify as an Aries, Leo, or Virgo, I implore you to pay extremely close attention to the insights I'm about to reveal. And even if you are not one of these three signs, please do not navigate away. Understanding how this powerful energy manifests for them will provide invaluable insights into how you can effectively work with and channel it within your own life. Aries, you are the main character. This month. Let's begin with Aries, because quite frankly, this is unequivocally your moment. If you have an Aries sun, moon, or rising, Mars is making its powerful entry into your first house, the foundational house of self, core identity, physical body, and personal agency. This space is entirely you. It is your dominion, and your ruling planet is now flooding it with an unparalleled surge of pure, unadulterated power. For the past 6 weeks, while Mars transited through your 12th house in Pisces, you likely felt a sense of invisibility, perhaps working diligently behind the scenes, grappling with elusive hidden obstacles, or simply experiencing a profound disconnect from your authentic self. That era ends today. As Mars majestically crosses your ascendant, it's akin to stepping dramatically out of the shadows and directly into the glaring spotlight. And I'm not referring to a gentle, gradual emergence. I mean an immediate, undeniable, and potent presence. People will perceive you distinctly. You will feel profoundly different within yourself, and every facet of your being will emanate greater weight, magnetism, and inherent authority. This month, you have an extraordinary stellium. The Sun, Mars, Mercury, Neptune, Saturn, and the new moon are all activating your first house. That is an absolutely immense concentration of planetary power, meticulously focused on the very essence of your identity. This heralds a period of radical self-reclamation. This is your opportunity to definitively declare who you are and to resolutely refuse any compromise on that truth. However, there's a critical caveat I need you to grasp. With Saturn also residing in your first house, this immense power arrives hand in hand with significant responsibility. You cannot simply bulldoze your way through every situation. You must be strategic, you must be disciplined, and you must act with considered intention. Because if you yield to impulsivity, if you carelessly burn essential bridges, or if you allow your ego to dictate your actions instead of your higher wisdom, you will undoubtedly encounter formidable obstacles. Indeed, very hard walls. So, Aries, this is your moment of unstoppable power. You have the profound opportunity to rewrite your entire identity this month, to unveil a completely new and empowered version of yourself to the world. But you must do so with both maturity and precise intention. Does that resonate deeply within you? Leo, I absolutely must speak with you for a moment, because what is currently unfolding for you is nothing short of colossal. The entire Aries stellium is powerfully activating both your 9th house of profound expansion, higher learning, and philosophy, as well as your 10th house of career, public reputation, and ultimate destiny. And because you are a fellow fire sign, you are uniquely receiving this intense energy through a harmonious trine aspect, which means you can absorb this profound intensity without feeling scorched or overwhelmed by it. You've been diligently engaged in deep, transformative work for quite some time now. You've been meticulously refining your essence, laboring behind the scenes, and navigating internal struggles that largely remain unseen by others. I believe you've been patiently, perhaps even anxiously wondering when circumstances would finally pivot in your favor, when the much-deserved recognition would arrive, when you would at last step into the prominent leadership role you inherently know you are destined for. This, Leo, is that very moment. The potent Mars energy is imbuing you with an unshakable confidence, an audacious boldness that simply refuses to be overlooked. More importantly, it is robustly backing that newfound confidence with real, tangible, and exciting opportunities. This isn't mere empty bravado. This is earned authority finally receiving its rightful acknowledgement. You are not just being pushed, you are being vigorously catapulted out of your comfort zone. You are being called upon to take charge in a manner you haven't before, to be unapologetically visible, to lead with conviction, and to claim your throne without a single apology. And here's what I find so profoundly powerful about this for you, Leo. You're not merely being granted the courage to act, you are receiving an unequivocal cosmic green light. The universe, in essence, is emphatically declaring, yes, now go. I truly believe the next few weeks will prove absolutely pivotal for both your career trajectory and your public presence. Aspects of your life that felt frustratingly slow-moving are about to accelerate with dramatic force. And honestly, you are more than ready for this. You have been ready. It's simply that the divine timing has at last arrived. Now, Virgo, I want to specifically address you, because your experience of this powerful energy will be distinctly different from that of Aries and Leo, yet it is no less potent. In fact, I would argue that in some profound ways, it might even be the same impactful. The dynamic Aries stellium is intensely activating your 8th house, the house of deep transformation, psychological excavation, shared resources, and profound rebirth. This is, without question, intense territory. This isn't merely about superficial adjustments. This is about systematically dismantling archaic internal structures that have been hindering your progress and meticulously rebuilding your foundation from the ground up. With both Mars and Saturn residing in your 8th house, you're being compelled to confront deeply ingrained issues you may have skillfully avoided, toxic patterns, unhealthy dependencies, and any lingering psychological debt. And while I understand this might not sound particularly enjoyable, here's the crucial insight I want you to embrace. This is precisely where your true power will originate. While Aries and Leo are experiencing a more overt, visible, and performative surge of power, you, Virgo, are acquiring a quiet, unshakable, and ironclad strength. You are in the process of becoming an individual who cannot be swayed, someone who has diligently undertaken profound internal work and now stands firmly on solid, unyielding ground. Your unstoppable power stems from your absolute, unwavering refusal to compromise on what you instinctively know is right for you. No longer. You are done with people-pleasing. You are done with chronically overextending yourself. You are done allowing anxiety or fear to dictate your choices. And as this month steadily progresses, this profound internal restructuring will utterly transform your external trajectory. You will find yourself finally committing to a career path or a significant life direction that you may have been cautiously circling for years. You will execute decisions with laser-like focus and absolutely zero second guessing. The Mars sextile to Pluto on April 16th will be especially potent for you, Virgo. This auspicious aspect grants you unparalleled strategic insight and the remarkable ability to skillfully maneuver into positions of leverage. You will perceive opportunities that others entirely miss, and you will act upon them with surgical precision. So, Virgo, Your power this month may not be loud or outwardly flamboyant, but it is exceptionally deep, undeniably permanent. And honestly, I believe that makes it the most invaluable kind of power there is. The cosmic gauntlet. Mars faces Neptune and Saturn. Okay, now I need to inform you about certain elements that will render this month a bit more intricate. While Mars in Aries unequivocally bestows upon us an incredible surge of energy and momentum, it's important to understand that it won't be a perfectly smooth, straightforward path forward. Mars will inevitably encounter some rather serious planetary tests. Praetors. Each a Praetor 13th. Mars conjuncts Neptune. This particular alignment is exceptionally tricky. Mars inherently seeks clear boundaries, definitive action, and measurable results. Neptune, however, tends to dissolve all such distinctions. Neptune governs dreams, illusions, profound spirituality, and, at times, outright confusion. When these two powerful energies collide, we encounter what I refer to as the spiritual warrior archetype. This dynamic can manifest as valiantly fighting for a higher cause, being profoundly driven by deep idealism, or taking significant action based purely on intuitive hits. And that can, indeed, be quite beautiful. But here lies the potential danger. Neptune can subtly lead you to fight for things that aren't truly real. Phantom enemies, misleading narratives, or purely projected fantasies. You might feel an overwhelming motivation to act on something, only to later realize that the entire premise was built upon a misunderstanding or even a delusion. So, during this critical window around April 13th, I strongly urge you to rigorously double-check your assumptions. Ensure that the battle you are engaging in is firmly grounded in reality. Be vigilant that you're not being unwittingly swept up in someone else's drama or ideological fervor. Simply put, stay grounded. Does that make sense? April 16th, Mars sextile Pluto. Then, just 3 days later, on April 16th, Mars forms a harmonious sextile to Pluto. And this is precisely where the real, profound power truly emerges. This aspect embodies strategic, laser-focused, and utterly unstoppable force. It represents the profound ability to execute deep, transformative changes without generating unnecessary chaos. This is a golden, opportune window for initiating difficult conversations, setting incredibly firm boundaries, and confidently stepping into positions of legitimate authority. If you need to make a significant power move this month, April 16th is your designated day. On April 19th, Mars forms a direct conjunction with Saturn, and I won't sugarcoat it, this one is tough. Saturn functions as the cosmic brake pedal. Saturn represents limitations, frustrating delays, stringent accountability, and the unyielding grip of hard reality. When Mars, the relentless accelerator, forcefully collides with Saturn, the immovable wall, intense friction, is the inevitable result. You might hit an unexpected roadblock. You could face a sudden denial of crucial resources. You might feel a sudden, overwhelming exhaustion or a profound sense of being blocked. And crucially, if you've been moving recklessly, if you've been aggressively forcing issues without a strategic blueprint, this is where you will undoubtedly pay the price. But here's the empowering truth. If you've been proceeding with discipline, if you've been judiciously pacing yourself, if you've been diligently building something solid and enduring, then Saturn will generously reward you. This powerful conjunction has the potential to forge your actions into something permanent, something that will truly last. This is the embodiment of the warrior monk's energy. Raw, untamed power, meticulously refined by unwavering discipline. And honestly, energetically speaking, this is where individuals mature profoundly, proving they can handle the immense responsibility that accompanies this level of formidable force. The new moon in Aries. The ultimate cosmic reset. And then Right amidst all this intense cosmic activity, we arrive at the new moon in Aries on April 17th. And this, my friends, is absolutely colossal. This new moon functions as the ultimate reset button. It is the auspicious moment where you have an unparalleled opportunity to set powerful intentions, backed by a concentration of planetary power we haven't witnessed in years. At the precise moment of this new moon, an astonishing 7 celestial bodies will be residing in Aries: the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron. That represents an absolutely extraordinary amount of focused, fiery energy dedicated to new beginnings, fierce independence, unwavering courage, and decisive action. This is decidedly not a subtle or gentle new moon. This is a cosmic starting gun, and whatever seeds you choose to plant and set in motion during this potent window possesses the radical potential to completely reshape the trajectory of your entire life. I genuinely urge you to dedicate some quiet, intentional time on April 17th to gain absolute clarity on what you genuinely wish to initiate. What specific desires do you want to powerfully call into your experience? What empowered version of yourself are you truly ready to embody and become? What significant action have you been meticulously avoiding that you are now, finally, ready to courageously undertake? I believe, with every fiber of my being, that this represents one of the most powerful manifestation windows of the entire year. The universe is not only listening intently, but more importantly, it is poised and ready to wholeheartedly support you. However, you must be brave enough to articulate and ask for what you actually desire, not what you perceive as realistic, not what others believe you shouldn't want, but purely and authentically what you want, what you need to do with this energy. All right, let's synthesize all of this information. As I understand, it's quite a lot to absorb, and my primary goal is to ensure you know precisely how to actively work with this potent new energy. If you've been hesitating on a particular endeavor, consider this your unequivocal sign to move forward. Not recklessly, mind you, but with clear and firm decisiveness. The prolonged waiting period is officially over. Whatever you've been diligently preparing for, meticulously planning, or deeply contemplating, it's now time to initiate that crucial first step, no matter how small it may initially seem. Fiercely protect your energy. Mars in Aries has the potential to amplify aggression, combativeness, and reactive tendencies in others. You may observe individuals instigating arguments, acting impulsively, or generating unnecessary drama. Do not allow yourself to be drawn into these external conflicts. Stay firmly within your own lane. Maintain an unwavering focus on your personal path and objectives. Consciously pace yourself. This is, at its core, marathon energy, cleverly disguised as sprint energy. While you undeniably possess access to an incredible surge of drive and momentum, if you expend all your reserves and burn yourself out within the initial week, you will inevitably experience a profound crash. Strategic rest is not a luxury, it is an integral component of your progress. Recovery is fundamentally part of the entire process. And finally, cultivate profound trust in yourself. Your instincts are notably sharper right now. Your inner voice is resonating louder and with greater clarity than before. If something intuitively feels right, it most likely is. Conversely, if something feels distinctly off, it probably is. You no longer require external validation to guide your choices. You possess an innate internal knowing. Harness and utilize it. The warrior era is here, and you are ready. Look, I fully acknowledge that all of this sounds incredibly intense, and truthfully, it absolutely is. This is unequivocally not a gentle, passive planetary transit. This is pure fire. This is undeniable force. This is the universe, in its infinite wisdom, emphatically demanding that you rise up and consciously claim your inherent power. But here's the most crucial message I want you to internalize and remember. You simply wouldn't be feeling this profound energy if you weren't inherently ready to embrace it. The universe does not bestow upon you access to power that you are incapable of handling. It does not propel you toward transformative changes for which you are not already equipped. If you're reading these very words, if you've journeyed all the way to this point, I believe that signifies something profoundly important. I believe it means you are among those individuals who are truly prepared to step fearlessly into this warrior era, to finally cease waiting, to relinquish self-doubt, and to stop playing small in your life. The former version of you, the one that perpetually sought permission, that endlessly overthought every detail, that was apprehensive of taking up its rightful space. That version served its purpose when you needed it, but it simply no longer aligns with where you are destined to go. And deep down, I believe you already intrinsically know this. Today, as Mars confidently enters Aries, something fundamental within you is going to shift. You are going to profoundly feel it, and when you do, I want you to trust that powerful sensation implicitly. I want you to move in harmonious alignment with it. I want you to allow it to courageously carry you forward into whatever remarkable experiences await you next. Because honestly, I genuinely believe that what comes next for you is going to be nothing short of extraordinary. All right, if you stayed with me all the way to this conclusion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your dedicated attention. If this profound message resonated deeply within you, and you wish to receive more insightful content like this, I would truly appreciate it if you would kindly hit that subscribe button. And please, I implore you to share your experiences in the comments section below. I am genuinely eager to hear what you've been feeling and observing, especially if you identify as one of the 3 signs I highlighted. Are you already beginning to notice the powerful shift in your own energy? What significant intentions are you planning to courageously initiate during this potent new moon? I meticulously read every single comment, and I absolutely cherish connecting with each and every one of you. Take excellent care of yourself, implicitly trust your burgeoning power, and I will eagerly connect with you in the next installment.